Good morning. Today is an absolutely magnificent day. I finally got me van back 7 weeks ago. 7 weeks ago, 1st of July, I dropped it off at Marquis for it to be taken back to Grimsby and get its pop top resealed, etc. 7 weeks later, I finally got it back. So I'm at Marquis Motorhome in Devon now, Lee Mill. And yeah, I've just picked up my van. I'm just about to drive off and I'm a happy puppy. We've had 7 weeks of absolute glorious sunshine. You know it's gonna rain now for the rest of the summer. But you know, I won't say I don't mind. Yeah, I'd rather the sunshine stayed with us forever. But even if I'm parked up in the middle of Dartmoor in the rain, as long as I'm in my van, I don't care. Here I am, just about to leave Marquis Motorhome, head down the A38. Take this little baby back home again. Round I go, round I go, round I go. Whee, there we go. I nearly head back the way I came, but that's that would take me back onto the A38 in the wrong direction. I don't want to be doing that. I'm so excited. I nearly went the wrong bloody way. And I'd like to say another big fat thank you to my big brother Lee. My big brother Lee for dropping me off. I dragged him out of bed early this morning. He had no warning and he came right to get me, to take me back up to Marquis to collect my van. We're getting there on the open road where my van belongs, on the open road or the countryside. It don't mind as long as it's driving somewhere nice or parked up somewhere nice. Check that mirror. Yeah, loads of room. Out we come. Home sweet home. So like I said, the van's been away for 7 weeks. I dropped it to Marquis Motorhome when they told me. I hastened when they told me it needed to be there. And it was parked up a week before Autotrail come and collected it. They had to kick Autotrail up the arse a couple of times and email them, say, look, that van's been here all week. So it's parked up for 1 week at Autotrail before they collected it. Anyway, they came and collected it then. Took a couple of days to get there. And then it was parked up at Autotrail for a month before I moaned at them and sent them another email saying, look, it's been parked there for a month doing nothing, when you're going to blink and look at it. So then they had a look at it and then they fixed it, and then I don't know, about a week or so later they brought it back to me. Oh no, they fixed it and then they said they're going to keep it on water test for the following week, which was fair enough. They parked it up, sprayed it with water or whatever they've done for the next week just to check that it was completely sealed. And then once they confirmed that the water leak had been fixed, then they told me it was ready. Well, she rang, when I spoke to her on the phone, yeah, she rang me up and said it's ready for me to come and collect. And I'm like, I ain't like spending 300 quid on a train ticket to get up to Grimsby to collect it, you know. Marcus had already arranged with them, they were going to bring it back to me, so I had to wait a few days, or you know, obviously the best one, just over a week really. I think it was on a Tuesday or Wednesday or something, so yeah, it's taken just over a week for it to get back down, but at least they brought it to me, which is amazing. In case you're wondering what they replaced on it, so I believe it was the seal around the upper part of the pop top, the piece that lifts up in the air. There was a rubber seal, like a door seal, that clips onto the edge. I mean, you know, it wasn't a massive job really, because it just literally pulled on and pulled off. So I still don't know why I had to go back up to Grimsby to do it, but it is what it is. So the seal that pops on, clips onto the bottom of the hatch of the pop top that lifts up and down, that was actually replaced. This is from what I've heard, and when I was speaking to the lady on the phone. When we had the vehicle, we didn't realise, because obviously it's up high, for a couple of months maybe, that there was a gap of about that much at the back of the seal where it hit sealed down onto the roof. And I mean, I just assume, I mean, it seems stupid to send a new van out with a gap in the seal, I just assumed, oh, that's the way it is, because it's what I would call a secondary seal, because obviously you still want it to be watertight when the roof's lifted up. So it wasn't the base of the pop top itself, but what was happening is it was leaking, or it leaked on the one occasion when the van was parked downhill and facing downhill, and apparently what was happening, the water was going in around the inside of the outer seal, through the back of the pop top, and then it was collecting at the front, because there's like a little windbreak at the front, a wind deflector above the windscreen light, and it was building up against that wind deflector, and then it was like soaking back into the canvas, and by all accounts that's what was causing the leak, which, you know, it all sounds perfectly feasible. So hopefully that's it, and I'm going to get no more problems, which will be absolutely amazing. And here we are, just approaching home sweet home, so I can turn this baby around, hopefully park it up and go to work. I can see up the top of the hill there where I live, Mark's got this great big flatbed transit sort of pickup thing, and he's not parked there on the corner, so there's plenty of room for me to turn my van around, so I'll be able to turn it round, park it up. We'll have a little walk around the outside again. The front of it it looks quite clean actually, because obviously with the water leaks they were blasting it with water, but the front of it, I don't know if you can see in the windscreen, but the front of it's got loads and loads and loads of bug splat on it. So I'll give that a good old wash off, maybe when I come home from work, if I've got time this evening. So there's my van. As you can see, it's been up and down the motorway a bit. Only 300 odd miles on the clock, so a few bugs on the front of it. But I've already walked round it, and everything looks pretty much as it should look. Beautiful. Can't see the seal on the pop top yet until I either get the pop top up or get up there on a ladder, but I'm sure everything's as it should be. And this is the inside. You don't get to see it like this very often, don't you? Because I normally have the bed made up, which is one of the first things I will do. Get the bed made up. There's the ladder to get up into the pop top. And like I said, everything is pretty much as it should be. So I'm a happy bunny. So that's the new seal that's been replaced around the base of the pop top, and right in the middle across the back there was always a gap there. Now I thought it was supposed to be there, see where that little line is, there was at least a 4-inch gap there. That's where the water was getting, and I thought it was just supposed to be like that for drainage, because it was way too obvious. So there we go. Okay, so I'm planning on putting some shelves in the wardrobes in my van. So I've just been to BQ, got myself a load of timber, got some play sand for the little boy, grandson, and a new fan because it's getting warmer, and I took my fan that was in the front room up into my bedroom, so I need a new fan downstairs. So here we go. Well, it all seems to fit in the car. All I've got to do is make sure I don't slam the brakes on, or I'll have a lovely big old punch through my windscreen. Well, this is my plan for today. I've taken the hanging rail and the fire extinguisher and the table leg out of there, and I am gonna fill it with shelves. I'm gonna do slatted shelves. Gonna put one down there, one a little bit further up, and then hopefully I'm gonna sandwich this big bulky crook lock between the two of them, because I've got nowhere to put it apart from down beside Jackie's door. So I've got one of them in place. I've got to do the other one. Cut a load of slats here. That's not everything. I'm going to see how it works out. Then I'll put some more in, and then that great big clunky thing there, which normally goes down there, which means you can't open the door, will hopefully go between two shelves, that one and another one there. Then I'll have one up there and one there. That's the plan. Let's hope it goes to plan. Yay, there he is.
final 18 slats cut. Brilliant. And now for the really laborious, boring bit. I've got to sand 24 of them with this and 8 of the side supports as well. Mind you, I've done a few already. I've done the side supports and I've done, I think, 3 of the slats. So 21 left. Oh, and I cut myself with the handsaw because I haven't used the handsaw in ages. It's only a little nick, but bleeds like a pig and stains the wood. While I'm in the garden, making these slats and sanding them all, I look at Lily and she's eating anything she can find. Sticks, twigs, pebbles, anything she can rummage in the garden. I've recently hacked it all back because the brambles took over again. But that fence is looking a bit sorry for itself. Maybe that's a project for the future. Lily, hello? Hello? That's the final one. Thank God for that. Right then, round 2. Let's try and get all these slats that I've prepared into my cupboard instead of that silly useless hanging space that we had there. Be careful that they don't come through the other side. So far, so good. And I think that's a wrap. Got all the shelves in, looking quite nice. Quite pleased with it, I must admit. There we go. That's my shelves all in there. As you can see, I had to leave a slat off there to make it easier to slide this one over the hinge to get that one in there. But now that one's out the way. It's not in the door beside Jackie because it was annoying every time we opened the passenger side door. We'd forget it and it'd fall out, but didn't open it very often, but occasionally we did, and it was annoying. And there we got 1 shelf, 2 shelf, 3 shelves, all slatted, plenty of air circulation in between them. I'm quite happy with that. Today's job, what I'm going to try and attempt to do is fit this roller baby gate, a safety gate, up against my door pillar. So when we've got the, when we're parked out with the door open, we can secure Lily and stop her running out and eating all the sheep. So with a bit of luck, I'm going to get that attached to there. And then the clips should go just beside there and keep Lily nice and safe and the sheep nice and safe. So what I've had to do is cut a metal plate. So hopefully, and fortunately this plate already had some screw holes in, so I'm going to screw it there. There's 4 holes in it, and that's to take the gate, and if I can screw that to there, that'll be hopefully hidden as much as possible by the side of the baby gate, and then the bottom should just screw straight into there. So here we are, I got it on. There we go, there's the little bracket I made. Got him on there. He's at the bottom and he's pretty stable. And then I've got these little clips there. So now we'll see if it actually works. That one on there. There we go. Job done. That should keep Lily from running out and eating all the sheep. And that's what it looks like from t'other side. I must admit, when I initially took it out of the box and I held it up to it, I thought, nah, it's not going to work. And I nearly just didn't open it. I thought I was just going to send it back. But I thought, no, we'll give it a go. Make a bracket. I'm sure it'll be fine. I was worried about these. I was worried that they'd be too floppy, but no, they're nice and sturdy with it screwed into it. Okay, so it was Sunday when you last saw me, because I was putting the shelves in the back of the van. Well, since then, I've got all the beds set up again. I mean, you wouldn't believe it. It took me like an hour and a half just to load the van back up with all the pots and pans and make the bed. And I took a couple of things off the back as well, just to make it better. So anyway, it's now Wednesday, and we got the day off today, so we're going to shoot off in the van, go and have a bit of lunch somewhere. But before that, I'm going to go down Sainsbury's because I bought an electric mixer. This one here, I bought that, I don't know, I think I bought it in about October and it's dead already. No, actually I think I got this one in January, and it's just grunting and grinding. Literally only use it 2 or 3 times a week maximum. The first one I bought was about nearly 7 years ago, and that lasted me 6 years, no problem. So then I bought another one about October last year. That one lasted me about 4 months, and then in January, well, about 3 months, and then in January I got that one. And literally I'm only using it a couple of times a week. That's all I use it, and it's going it's like the blades, it's like the gears are all messed up. So take that one back to Argos, hopefully get another one. We're just inside Plymouth city centre at the moment, and right ahead of us you can see the bombed out Charles Church, which was obviously bombed during World War II, and it's there as a bit of a memorial. All the roof's gone and that, but they keep it structurally sound right in the middle of a roundabout. So there you go, Charles Church. I'll have to move over now because that was a bus lane. Then it comes over to not a bus lane. Well, there's Jackie and Lily and me sat in the back. Lily's been very good of late. She sits in the back of the car all by herself, but we haven't been in the van for 7 weeks, so we put her in her box. And she started crying because she's still a baby. So Jackie's going to sit with her for a little while, and then hopefully she'll be a big girl and Jackie can come and join me up front. And here we go again, just like we did last time, straight through the pretty little houses. What a lovely little Millbrook. What a lovely little town village, isn't it? Millbrook Village. These lanes do get a little windy at times. We've actually gone through the narrow bits. I had to put my brakes on a few times through there, get in close. Some van went past. I slowed right down and stopped. He still flew through and clipped me mirror. Blinking idiot. Check the corner. Yep, all clear. There we go. Like, I'm sure Jackie, she wants to see if she can get away with a cheeky park up here one night. Right, can't do the usual place. I'll just park facing forward today. So here we are, we made it to our first adventure since we got the van back last Friday. It's Wednesday today. Lily, she's just whining because that's what she does because she's a baby. I've got a kettle on for a cuppa, and I've made some lunch earlier. Got some sandwiches and some hard boiled eggs and some chicken. So we'll have that, and then no doubt we'll go for a nice long walk. And we've managed to get the pop top up. Right then, let's clamber up into this pop top and see what sort of a cracking job they done. We've seen it from the outside. Oh, there's my window at the front, and that's looking towards the back. Well, fortunately you can unzip the canvas that goes around the pop top, and there you can see quite clearly the join in the centre. See the join in the centre of the upper seal? Well, I know for a fact before they replaced it there was a 4 to 6 inch gap in that seal. And me being me, I mean, I just assume everybody knows their job, so I assumed it was supposed to be like that for ventilation. That's me being naive and just thinking the best of everybody. But yeah, they fixed it. It's nice and tight. It's glued as well, so it's not going to separate. And we can look out the back of the van as well. And as you know, the pop top is one of my favourite places in this van when I get a chance to chill out up high above everything else. And you got like a see-through plastic window there, which can zip up with a blind. You got a mesh one there with a blind on the front of it, and a mesh one there. So almost a panoramic view with plenty of ventilation and an extra double bed as well. Oh, and Lily was sick, so that's her blanket. So I fed the sick to the grass, cleaned it off in the sink, and left it there on the windscreen to dry. Lily, what's the matter? You're crying like a baby. Come here then. Come on. If you want to come here, come here. The bed at home's a lot taller. Finally got me dinner. I missed eating in the van. I loved eating in the van. It's really nice. So we got a bit of dinner here. Look, we winged it at home. We had a bit of chicken and an egg and some sandwich stuff left over from the other day and a packet of crisps and a sausage roll. So will I eat all of it? Probably. But I'll start on the sandwich and the egg and we'll take it from there. There's a little face looking at me. Hello, you. You can have some chicken, Lily. Lily. You can have some chicken. Here I am. Here I am. No point looking at Mummy. Mummy won't give you nothing. Daddy's got all the food. Well, after that lovely lunch we just had, the only thing we need to do now is go and walk some of it off with little Lily. Well, we're halfway on our walk. We got to the end and we turned around, or circled around, and we're now heading back towards the van via Lily's folly of death that she decided to try and kill herself on last time. But we're not going to get too close to that. Not on this occasion, thank you very much. Right, where is she? There she is. Go on, Lily, go and do something. Run. Do something, doggy. Lily, go on. Off you go. What? There seems to be a little pleasure boat thing going out the River Tamar out towards the breakwater. I can actually hear the speakers. Somebody obviously telling them what it's like. If you look right ahead of us, you'll see Drake's Island. If you look to the left, you'll see this. Giving it all that. But there we are. I must admit, very impressed with the zoom on this iPhone 14. I mean, it's really good. When you spend 15 minutes walking downhill, well, inevitably you're going to end up spending 15 minutes, probably 20 walking back uphill again. So, oh dear, this is a bit of an hill and it's a bit of a beast and it's murder on the knees, but it's good for burning off the calories, isn't it? Don't have to feel guilty about that sandwich we had earlier. How you doing, Jack? Don't give up, girl, come on. We've come down to a gate at the end of the field, which leads onto that little, I don't know what you call it, little veranda thing we went on a while ago. So from this position, we got a beautiful view of Plymouth Breakwater. I pointed it out a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of videos ago, should I say. That's the Plymouth Breakwater, got a lighthouse right on the end of it. And it goes right across the estuary, and we've got a nice warship there right across the estuary for the River Tamar. Don't know what ship that is. People are clever, they'll know. Oh, it's a frigate, it's a this, it's a that. Might just be a supply ship. But you can see that's the estuary there, going right across right across the entrance to the River Tamar. That's the breakwater, which stops all the massive waves from coming in, and they used to smash up all the boats in the harbour, in Plymouth Harbour on the Barbican. Right, we're going to wrap this video up now. We're going to walk back to the van, and then we're going to have a cup of tea and drive the van back home. But you saw us do that last time we came out. So until we make another video in a week or two time, hopefully if we get to go out in the van, we'll see you then. Take care. Lily! 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 Oh, what a good girl. Lily! Lily! Where is she? Wow! What a good... Oh dear, cough it up. It's a good girl. Oh, yes. Good girl.